Awesome. Well, we are right at 9 o'clock. We have so much to share with you today. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and we will welcome everyone in as they come. So, hello and welcome to the launch of the Mental Health in the Workplace Certificate. We are thrilled to have you join us today. As always, let's just say hello to each other in the chat. Go ahead and share your name, your organization, your role, and where you're joining us from today. We can already feel the buzz and the energy in this group, and we can't wait to unveil this brand new experience for Wisconsin organizations. So welcome. Let's get used to using the chat. We're going to use that a lot today during our Q&A portion, and let's just start building our community today. So as you are introducing yourself, I'm going to introduce myself in a little bit about who we are. So I'm Jessica Lehman, the Director of Member Experience with WCWI. So to kick things off, I want to give just a brief overview of who we are and why this work matters to us so deeply. So WCWI stands for the Wellness Council of Wisconsin. We are a nonprofit organization, and for 40 years, we've been advocating for employee well-being across the state. Our mission is really to create a culture of well-being in every Wisconsin workplace by empowering organizations with resources, partnerships, and innovative strategies. We really connect and champion Wisconsin employers to prioritize workforce well-being through education, strategic support, and impactful collaboration. But really more than anything, we do this work so that Wisconsin organizations and the people within them can thrive. So we know that the last 5 years have really been incredibly difficult. So we've seen mental health really rise to the top of workforce well-being needs. And we're watching that need evolve from awareness to this real demand for action. So that's why WCWI and our partners, we're taking a stand. And that's why we've created this certificate together. So it's time for us to gather together in this mission. We really serve as a catalyst and a convener, bringing together partners, communities, businesses, and professionals in a shared commitment to drive positive change. And it really all starts with mental health in the place that we spend most of our time and energy, and that is the workplace. So at WCWI, we believe that mental health is not just a component of well-being, it's really the foundation. Without a healthy mind, the other areas that most wellness programs focus on, physical health, physical activity, nutrition, social connection, even professional development, just simply can't be fully effective. So let's think about it. When an employee is experiencing burnout, depression, anxiety, or navigating maybe a psychologically unsafe work environment, they're not in a place to engage with step challenges or join resource groups. If someone is living with anxiety or ADHD or supporting a family member who's struggling with suicidal thoughts, they're just trying to get through the day. They're not quite thinking about lunch and learns or mindfulness sessions, even though we know the value of these experiences. So if you're seeing low participation in your well-being programs, I think it might be time to dig a little bit deeper. So really, we believe the impact here goes beyond engagement. So poor mental health contributes to higher healthcare claims, absenteeism, presenteeism, and even safety concerns in the workplace. These are real outcomes that affect not just the individual, but the whole organization. So if we're really going to talk about creating workplaces that are thriving, not just surviving, we have to start with mental health. That's why this certificate is important. It's really that first step toward helping employers take meaningful, strategic action to support their people. And only then can we really start to see that sustainable ROI and programs that actually impact the bottom line. So this really is more than a WCWI initiative. This is a Wisconsin mission. So on this call today, you're going to hear from collaborators who have contributed to tools and trainings that really drive action toward this collective mission. Together, we have a real opportunity to shift the culture of workplaces across our state. So by really coming together as employers, as partners, and leaders, we can really make that statewide impact, one that transforms the way we care for our people and ultimately how we thrive as a workforce. Okay, so now we're going to kind of dive into it a little bit more and a little bit deeper and open up the components of this certificate. So I'm going to welcome now Carly Helzel, WCWI's executive director, and she's really going to take us into the different pieces and the different components of this certificate. And then I'll loop back in at the end to give us some next steps and some action.
Thank you, Jessica, so much for the warm introduction and for grounding us in the importance of this mission. Also, thank you so much for everybody taking your time, on a busy, we were debating if it was Tuesday or Wednesday today morning, to learn about this initiative. And I really hope that you all are as energized and excited as we are in this space. We will have plenty of time at the end here for questions and answers for Jessica, myself, any of our contributors that you'll also hear from. So please save your questions, or maybe if you want to type them in the chat in the meantime as we go through some of these pillars and take a deep dive, that would be wonderful. So, as Jessica shared, this isn't just a program, it's a collective call to action. It's about coming together as Wisconsin employers to truly change the culture of our workplaces. Over the past year, WCWI has listened carefully to employers across the state, and we heard you very loud and clear. Access to resources is just not enough. Without clear direction and structure and a pathway for action, even the best intentions can really get stuck. And sound familiar to anyone? Just tons of resources floating around, no real direction on what to do next. And that was really the wake-up call for us, and that's what led to the creation of the Mental Health in the Workplace Certificate Program, a Wisconsin-rooted framework for meaningful, sustained action. Through this framework, organizations will have a flexible, step-by-step guide to normalize mental health conversations and support, build on the great work that's already happening in many of your organizations, and reduce the fragmentation that often leaves employees and leaders feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. The outcome that we're working towards is bigger than just a single organization. As I mentioned, it's a collective impact, a stronger, more resilient Wisconsin workforce, where mental health is seen, supported, and strengthened at every level. And you're probably going to hear that a handful of times, this theme from me here today. So together we can move from fragmented efforts to a unified movement, one that truly transforms how we show up for people and how Wisconsin's workplaces thrive. Okay, now that we've grounded ourselves in the importance of this mission, let's talk about what action really looks like. To bring this vision to life, we built the certificate program around 5 key pillars, essentially 5 key areas that we believe span the full spectrum of creating a mentally healthy workplace. From building awareness to measuring impact. Each pillar offers organizations a flexible, actionable path, no matter where you're starting from, no matter what resources you currently have in place. And before I dive into the pillars, I do want to highlight one exciting aspect of this guide. It's really designed to be a flexible and evolving resource, which I find to be extremely exciting. As new partners contribute, as our WCWI's experiences grow and evolve, best practices advance, you can expect the guide to expand, offering new tools, ideas, and examples to support your efforts year after year. We also cannot wait to learn from you as you really roll up your sleeves and get involved with us in this and share some of your successes in this endeavor. As I mentioned, we have so many organizations that are already doing such incredible work, and there's so much opportunity to include you in this and learn from you as well. So let's go ahead and walk through each one of the pillars. I'm going to highlight a few things that you'll be able to find in our guide and really just what the pillars are all about. So the first one is awareness and education, and it's where it all begins, right? So it's where normalizing mental health conversations is foundational to everything else that follows. This pillar really empowers organizations to open up mental health conversations across all levels, provide visible training and resources to build understanding and reduce stigma, and empower both employees and leaders with some practical knowledge and support. In practice, this might look like hosting a mental health awareness training such as QPR or Make It Okay or Safe Talks, just to highlight a few, celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. Love your background, Julie. Next month, May, for anyone that doesn't know. Sharing resources regularly through communication challenges, channels, or partnering with groups such as MHA or NAMI. You'll find many, many more examples and ready-to-use ideas all in the guide. I'm sure you all just can't wait to see it with all the talking I'm about to do with everything that's in it. All really designed to meet your organization where you are, and really we hope that the action is going to feel achievable for you. The goal is simple but powerful. When mental health becomes a part of everyday conversation, employees feel seen, supported, and empowered. And that's really when a culture of well-being truly takes root. I think about, times that personally I've experienced the power of just a simple, open conversation and how that can shift the entire dynamic of a team. And I hope that that's something perhaps either you've already experienced, if you can take a moment of reflection, or perhaps it's something that in the future you might feel empowered to achieve. Okay, pillar 2. Now that we've built awareness, the next critical piece is leadership engagement. Pillar 2 is all about just that, activating leadership at all levels, because we believe when leaders show up authentically for mental health, it creates a psychological safety that employees really need to thrive. The focus in this space is really around helping organizations to set the tone for a supportive, psychologically safe culture, to lead by example, by normalizing conversations about mental health, and to equip managers to support mental health in real practical ways. One way to bring this to life is by offering leadership training. One I'll highlight that you'll see in the guide is an active listening workshop through our partners at AIPM. That really is built around strengthening compassion, compassionate communication skills around with leadership teams and across leadership teams. In the guide, you'll also find resources to help support you in this work, including templates to identify a mental health champion, integrating mental health into one-on-one conversations, and leadership pledge materials, which you'll hear more from Jessica shortly in that space. Essentially, when leaders model these behaviors, again, here's my repetition for you today, employees feel seen, valued, and supported, and that's when real culture change begins. And let's be honest, we've all heard it. People don't leave jobs, they leave managers. I'm curious if there's anybody out there that maybe has seen that play out. So essentially, great leadership really matters more now than ever. And we're hoping that you can take part and champion that as well. Okay, let's go ahead and keep this moving. Moving on to the next pillar. If leadership engagement sets the tone, then we believe strong policies and procedures are what reinforces it, creating the structures that protect and support mental health every day. Pillar 3 is about mental health and embedding mental health into the formal systems that guide workplace culture. This pillar encourages organizations to audit, strengthen policies related to mental health and well-being, integrate flexibility, accommodations, and confidentiality into how work gets done, and really support employees through just clear procedures and communications. For example, this could mean developing or updating a mental health policy that outlines your organization's commitment to employee well-being. Perhaps that's inclusive of including access to EAPs, accommodation, confidential support options, to name a few. And in the guide, you'll find some very concrete resources, such as sample policies that you can implement, crisis response plans, best practices for confidentiality and HIPAA compliance, alongside other resources, such as the Surgeon General's Framework for Workplace Mental Health and Wellbeing, which is if you've looked at it, a nice hefty document, but incredible resource to refresh on. But essentially, by embedding mental health into your policies and practices, you create a workplace where support isn't just offered, it's the very fabric of how your organization operates, communicates, and cares for its people. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, Carly, that's no small feat, just embedding all of this into my organization's operations. And I know it sounds like a big upfront scenario, right? Yet this framework and the opportunities that you'll see within this guide really just provide some relatively simple, across the spectrum to complex opportunities to do that. And we hope that we will hear from many of you that you feel empowered to at least take some actionable steps to get there. Okay, culture is not just people or not just policies. It's really shaped by how the people feel within the organization, right? So Pillar 4 is all about just that, and it's focused on employee support and inclusion, ensuring that every employee across all identities, across all lived experiences, feels, again, seen and valued and supported when it comes to their mental health. Across this pillar encourages organizations to promote belonging and equity and mental health access, support diverse needs through lived experiences and intentional action, and create opportunities for peer connection and safe spaces. One example in that realm could be offering direct access to mental health support, like providing access to mental health screenings, promoting statewide virtual support through groups like NAMI Wisconsin. In the guide, you'll also find additional ideas for building peer networks, hosting discussion forums, and creating inclusive wellness initiatives. When employees know that they're not alone and their experiences are acknowledged and supported, it doesn't just build trust, it builds a culture where everyone feels that they can belong and that they can thrive. Okay, finally, that brings us to pillar number 5. And pillar number 5 is measurement and growth. This pillar ensures that the work that you do to support mental health is not only sustained, but strengthened over time. This pillar invites organizations to track their progress toward building a mentally healthy workplace. It uses assessments to identify gaps and opportunities for improvement, and celebrate wins to reinforce the positive momentum that we hope to see activated or built upon in your organization. One way to get started is by administering an annual employee well-being survey that includes mental health questions, and just giving you some insight into where progress is already happening, perhaps, and where additional support may be needed. In the guide, you'll specifically find some sample surveys, some measurement tools, some strategies for tracking key outcomes, to highlight a few: EAP utilization, absenteeism, employee satisfaction and engagement. Overall, by measuring the impact and adjusting along the way, organizations can create a continuous cycle of learning, growth, and stronger support for their people year after year. And we want you to know that we are here to support you in this endeavor, and there will be more to come in this space, but we are here from you and we want to support you on this journey. As you've heard throughout the pillars, we are not doing this work alone. This framework is grounded in the expertise of trusted statewide partners who are already advancing mental health in meaningful and powerful ways across Wisconsin. Their tools, training, resources have been thoughtfully integrated into this guide, and they are a vital part of helping employers take action with confidence. Today, we are so fortunate to have several of our partners joining us, and in just a moment here, I'm going to introduce you to them, and they're going to take some time to introduce themselves and their organization, share how the certificate has aligned with their mission, highlight some of their contributions, and ultimately just speak to why advancing mental health in the workplace is so critically important. We are so grateful for their collaboration, their leadership, their commitment to this mission. We're really excited for you to hear directly from them. Just again, thank you so much to all of our partners who have made this collective vision possible in this initial launch here. So I'm going to start by handing it over to Julie with MHA Lakeshore.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much to WCWI for reaching out to us to partner on this critical certificate program. And I think you really painted the foundation of why we're all here. And I'm so impressed by the number of businesses that have come on to help this launch and to take a deep dive into what this looks like for your company. My name is Julie Preeter. I am serving as executive director with an organization called Mental Health America Lakeshore. We are based in Sheboygan County and we serve throughout the region. And we are 72 years old. We are one of 2 affiliates in the state of Wisconsin, along with Mental Health America Wisconsin. And we are one of 150 affiliates across the nation. Like NAMI, Mental Health America National works to provide parity for all. So if we break our arm and we go to the emergency room, our arm is going to be fixed. If someone presents at the hospital and they're having an emotional suicidal crisis, we want to make sure that we are providing our mental health around insurance and policies the same way that we're doing this for our own physical health. So we work in partnership with organizations across the nation to make sure that we are lifting this conversation, much like what we're doing with this certificate program. This is near and dear to our heart. We have a robust workplace wellness program within our organization, and we work with companies throughout the state and throughout the United States. Today, we are presenting what we have put forth for this certificate program, and a lot of it is embedded within the policies and procedures. As you go through the certificate program, we're asking you to really lean into what that looks like for your company, whether it's manufacturing or whether it's a nonprofit organization. What does it look like when someone is needing assistance? How does psychological safety and critical conversations play a part within your organization? And when someone does disclose, how do we as a company respond to that? One of the examples we use is if somebody were to go inpatient and they came back and they were working in a manufacturing job, how would we accommodate them coming back into the workplace to make sure there's safety for all? How are we having those conversations in a way that your employees feel safe? Employees, and you're going to see it throughout the studies as you're reading through the certificate program, people stay because they want to feel valued, heard, and feel safe at their company. By investing in this certificate program, you are starting or enhancing the current procedures that you have within your organization. We look forward to working with you, and thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie, for sharing. I love your highlights in some of the specific areas and your encouragement to dig into those spaces despite the industry that maybe you're coming from. Thank you again. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and shift it to UW Stevens Point to share with us.
Well, I don't know. There's three of us on the call, and we all are involved in some of the offerings that we have. Hi, I'm Sally Scoville. I'm a professor at UW Stevens Point, and our continuing education department with Jennifer Hess and Noah, who are both on this call, are the ones who worked closely with Jessica. We're putting on a Make It Okay workshop in October. I've been teaching Make It Okay for a lot of people. For some of you on this call, I've also taught mental health first aid for many of your businesses. But the continuing ed is going to be putting on this course. And I know continuing ed is also offering a mental health first aid course to sign up online. And I hope that we can continue to offer more of these courses for you, at the conferences or through conferences at our site or through Zoom. And I don't know if Jennifer has got anything she'd like to add because she's the one who's worked really hard on getting this together. They just tell me to put it on my calendar. I'm like, I'm good with that. So thank you for including us. Jennifer or Noah?
Well, thank you, Sally, for the shout out. I'm Jennifer Hess, Associate Director of Continuing Education here at UW Stevens Point. And we've been a leader in training for behavioral health professionals for a long, long time, as long as I can remember. We serve over 3,000 frontline behavioral health employees with continuing education every year. And we're delighted to partner with WCWI and expand that into more workplace wellness areas. And as Sally said, we look forward to welcoming you to campus on October 3rd for Make It Okay training. And we also do have that mental health first aid coming up June 3rd, if that's also of interest to you. So thank you for letting us be a part of this.
Thank you so much. And Sally also is a fellow WCWI board member. So thank you, Sally, for your service in that space as well. And Noah, did you want to add anything? We don't want to miss you.
Just that I'm excited to be part of this. I'm excited to see all of you here today, and this is awesome to see initiatives like this taking place, and we at UWSP are just so excited to be a part of this. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much to UW Stevens Point. On that note, I also want to mention our friends at the Friendship Circle provided just a little quick overview that Levy would like me to share with the group. As you are hearing now, our goal, WCWI's goal, is to provide as many opportunities for folks and your organizations to attend some sort of training that works well for you, meets the initiatives that you're seeking, was a great time for you, etc. So we've got the Make It Okay training, we've got the it's slipping my mind, Cup and Jennifer. The other one is
Mental health first aid.
Mental health first aid. Thank you. And then we also have a safe talk training. And the information is that it's a half it's a half-day evidence-based suicide prevention training, equipping participants to recognize and respond to individuals who may be having thoughts of suicide. We're excited to be partnering with Levy and the Friendship Circle to provide this training as part of the journey on the mental health certificate program as well. If you haven't checked out the Friendship Circle, they have a really incredible initiative right now where they're trying to reach, I believe it's 100 or more organizations to bring this training at no cost. So it's been a pretty incredible initiative to watch. If you haven't had a chance yet, please go ahead and look into that. Next, I'm going to pass it to Brett with the American Institute for Preventative Medicine. Thank you for being here, Brett.
Well, thank you, Carly, and good to see everybody. Wow, what a turnout. This is very impressive. Hello, my name is Brett Powell. I'm the president of the American Institute for Preventive Medicine. I'm also the chair of the board of the Michigan Wellness Council. We are not rivals, we are friends. And I just mentioned that because I certainly understand the important work that state councils do. The Wellness Council of Wisconsin has always held a special place in my heart. I originally presented at the conference going back probably 10 years or so, and have been back a couple of times since, and have just always really enjoyed working with the teams over the years. The team that's there now with Carly and Jessica is just phenomenal. So when they tapped me about this program way back when. I was like, that's very ambitious, but can't think of anything more important than really truly addressing the mental health issues that we face in workplaces. And there's no better team to tackle it than the council here. So you all are very lucky to have them. I can say this as chair of the board of the Michigan Wellness Council. There truly is no better statewide council than that in Wisconsin. I was impressed when I originally presented a decade ago, and I continue to be impressed with the great work that they do. So you all are very fortunate. At the Institute, we have always done a lot to try to give back to the community in every way that we can. We're a national provider of workplace well-being resources. Our impact actually extends beyond just the United States and into the world. We're a global provider of a lot of resources, and so any opportunity though that we can partner with organizations who are doing the excellent work that the council is, we jump at it and provide anything that we can. And so we're really excited to be able to align our mission, which is always to empower individuals to live their best selves and become happier, healthier people. And so we're very excited that a lot of the work that we've been doing for the last 5 years in the mental health space aligned very perfectly with what WCWI was working on here. So particularly excited about the fact that we have resources that we've contributed that are great for your employees, but we also have a really nice resource that is good for you. And so I'll just give a quick rundown. Carly already mentioned that we're hosting an active listening workshop, which is great as far as learning about connection and how listening contributes to connecting with other individuals. And of course, we're all aware of just how important connection and social connection is to mental and emotional well-being. And then we have a full toolkit that's in there, which has some great resources. And I know you probably have seen so many toolkits over the years, and I don't want this to just get brushed off as another toolkit because there's really some great stuff in there for Mental Health Awareness Month and then beyond. So there's some email templates, there's templates that you can use for Slack and Teams as well as far as messaging goes. There's a full mental and emotional well-being magazine embedded in there called Thrive. It's unbelievable. There's posters, handouts, there's videos, there's slide decks that you can use on closed circuit television or in intranets or portals. There's lots of great stuff. And then you have a handout or poster that you can use to help promote that active listening workshop, which is taking place on May 15th at 11 a.m. Central Time. And you're able to invite anybody to that as well. So lots of great stuff in the toolkit. And then for you, we're really excited about this program at AIPM. It's our first fully digital behavior digital coaching program. So we've been a provider of health coaching for 40 years. And this is the first time we've taken a program and made it fully digital, and mental and emotional well-being is the topic that we have chosen. And so you have full access to that program. I think this is super important because the work of taking care of others also involves taking care of yourself. And the better you take care of yourself, the more capable you'll be of helping others. And so for that, we're happy to be able to provide this program. It's super comprehensive. I like it because it's very appropriate for anyone, no matter where you fall on the spectrum of mental and emotional health issues. Talks a lot about mindset and goal setting at the beginning, and then it moves into kind of emotional flexibility. There's a whole module on defining your purpose, values, and how you use and direct your energy. It moves into a whole section around social support, connection, and how important those are for mental and emotional health. And then the final module I think is very interesting because it talks about how all the other lifestyle factors like sleep and nutrition and fitness and movement, how those all integrate together to impact someone's mental and emotional health. So I see Aaron in the chat, put on your oxygen mask first. Yeah, they always remind you in the airplane to put on your oxygen mask first because what good is going to be helping others if you run out of oxygen yourself? I think that is the perfect analogy. So thank you for that, Aaron. But yeah, I just want to reiterate how grateful I am to be a part of this and how grateful AIPM as a team is to be aligned with WCWI. So we're always here to support anything WCWI does, and this is no different here. So thanks to the team and thanks to all of you.
Thank you so much, Brett. Wow, what kind words. We probably should have just had you open this whole thing with all of the accolades you're sharing for WCWI. Thank you so much for all of your kind words. And I love that you took some time to deep dive into that program because we were beyond grateful to have this contribution. I mean, not only is it offered at no cost because of your generous donation in that space, but also because, we hear those that are on the boots and the ground working in this wellness space all the time, right? We are so worried about our organizations at large, and we are so deeply passionate and committed to this work that sometimes, we forget to kind of tune in with ourselves and, do a little work in that space too. So it's great that we have this opportunity, not only for you, the person on this call today, but on an individual basis as a resource. So thank you again so much, Brett, for your contributions, your kind words, and your generosity. We appreciate the partnership greatly. I do have NAMI, Wisconsin here yet that I would like to give some time to share as well. Danya, are you here with us?
Hello. Right. Hi, everyone. My name's Danya, and I am the Outreach and Development Coordinator at NAMI, Wisconsin, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And speaking of mental health in the workplace, I am sitting outside, if you can't tell, and I encourage you all to take some time and take advantage of this nice weather and get outside, whether it's for 5 minutes or for 15 minutes to take a walk after this meeting or later today. Getting outside is just such a good thing when you're stuck inside all day and really important to remember. So I hope me taking this meeting outside reminds you all of the importance of getting outside during the day. I am so grateful for the Wellness Council of Wisconsin for putting together this initiative. It is so great to see so many different organizations bringing their resources and their presentations and everything, that all of their knowledge in one place put together, like this mental health in the workplace certificate is doing. And it is such a great tool. So thank you, Wellness Council, for putting this together and giving NAMI Wisconsin the opportunity to be a part of this. So NAMI Wisconsin, our mission is to help everyone who's impacted by mental health and mental illness in Wisconsin to improve their lives. And we do that through education, awareness, and advocacy. So a lot of the resources that we have for this certificate is in the awareness and education section. We have presentations on workplace wellness and what does it mean for how do you prevent yourself from getting burnout, and how do you take care of yourself both at the office and at home. And if you're someone who works remote, how do you make that separation between your work and your day when you do them in the same place? We also have a resource guide that you can access online for free, or you can buy it on our website you get one free and then $6 for all the others if you want a hard copy. And that's over 100 pages of information on mental health and different mental illness diagnoses and where to go to get the support you need, and different resources around Wisconsin that can help you and anyone in your life who's impacted by mental illness. We also have a quarterly newsletter for workplace wellness that we send out, just with some tips and tricks and reminders to make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking care of your employees and your colleagues in the workplace, and how to still take care of yourself in the workplace. We also, on our website, we have a workplace wellness website with just a bunch of flyers and good handouts with a lot of the same stuff that we send out in that quarterly newsletter, but in a great one-pager. So how do you talk about mental health at work? How do you take self-care? And what does that look like And then we also have a few resources in the employee support and inclusion section. So that is going to be our Being Together online support groups that anyone can access through our website online, and also connecting with your local NAMI. So I am from the state level of NAMI, and we also have just about 24 affiliates across the state of Wisconsin, covering over 50% of the counties, but not exactly every county. So you can go check our website and connect with your local NAMI and see what classes and opportunities they have for you to get involved with them at the local level and us at the state level. So once again, just thank you, Wellness Council of Wisconsin, for putting this together. They've been a good community partner of ours for a few years, and we've done great resource swapping during all that time. And we're thankful for all the resources they give us and all the resources we can give them to give out to their members. So thanks everyone for joining the call today. And I hope you all enjoyed the workplace certificate and use our resources that are in there. Thanks.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Danya. You are just bringing the energy and also the encouragement to get outside today. Thank you so much for that. I also just want to highlight what you said too, just about having all of these resources in one place. There are so many organizations, that are doing their own things, their one-offs, maybe your organization is already working with some of the partners we highlighted today. And that was another call to action for us. We have so many partners, and there are so many statewide organizations doing incredible work and offering incredible resources. And WCWI really, really wants to lean into being that convener of centralized resources and working collaboratively and collectively towards the same goal together. So we're really excited to do that. We're really excited to have all of these incredible partners. Is just kind of our first launch of this. As I mentioned earlier, we hope that this is going to be an evolving document year after year, so we can't wait to see the additional contributions to come. Well, who's ready to get started? Who's ready to make a real mental health impact in Wisconsin? Like I'm seeing hands up. Everybody's hands should be up right now because y'all are so excited. Danya brought the energy. We're ready to go. I'm going to hand it back to Jessica, who's going to take this one step further and walk you through how your organization can bring this framework to life. And earn your recognition and your impact, how you can get started, because I'm sure y'all are just like logging into the membership dashboard right now, trying to find the guide to get your hands on it because you can't wait to get started. So Jessica, take it from here.
All right.
Bring everybody in.
Thank you, Carly. Thank you to all of our contributors. Yes, I have like the good goosebumps here, just really feeling the power of this collective movement, this collective mission. I hope you are too. But let's get real here. Let's talk about action. And really, kind of here's the truth, right? Prioritizing mental health in the workplace, it isn't optional anymore. It's essential now. So now that you've seen the framework, you've heard from our incredible partners, now it's time to turn that information into action and earn your mental health in the workplace certificate. So again, the goal of this program, it isn't perfection, it's progress. Progress that's supported by us, by our community of contributors, and organizations' commitment to your organization's commitment to your people. It's supported by each other in a lot of different ways that you'll hear me talk about. We really created this certificate to guide you, support you, and connect you with a community of organizations that are ready to lead with courage and compassion. So we're just really, really honored to walk alongside all of you every step of the way through this journey. We are here, we are ready. So let's get started. So here's how to get started. If you're a member, you can see a little screenshot here. You're going to log into our brand new website. If you haven't been there yet, get there. It's a really cool space that we've added a lot of features. So you're going to log into the website. You're going to navigate to your exclusive member portal. And this is where we have all of our resources that are just for our special member community. In that portal, you're going to select the mental health certificate from the drop-down menu, and you're going to see a whole page that's going to direct you right to what you need to do step by step, and you're seeing that in the screenshot here. If you're not a member, first, we would love to welcome you to our organization in our membership community. Now is the time. So if that's not an option at this time, you can still be part of this mission. You can navigate to the online store on our website and purchase the PDF of the full certificate with all included resources and still be part of this journey with us. So then, right now you're in, you got the certificate. Here's how we get started. So the first step is you're going to fill out the intent to participate form. So this is the official kickoff to your journey. It's going to let us, our team, know you're starting so that we can be prepared to support you. And it's just going to kind of give us a little bit of information of where you're coming from. Okay. Then you're going to start with the pre-certificate pulse survey, just a little short pulse survey to kind of gauge where your organization is today. You're going to get a snapshot of your current strengths and opportunities. You're going to see where some areas are that you want to focus on through this journey. Again, it's not a one size fits all, right? This is a self-paced journey that is tailorable to your organization, what your employees need, and what your goals are. And that's why we have so many different options throughout the 5 pillars. So you're going to take that pulse survey to get your foundation. Then you're going to complete the action items in each pillar. So you're going to determine, right, you're going to review the checklist. You're going to check all 5 pillars, see what's included, check out the different resources, and really consider also the results of that pre-certificate pulse survey. You're going to identify what you're already doing. A lot of you on this call are already doing amazing things. So what are those things, and where can you plug them into this pillar, into these resources? And then where do you want to grow? What are some things you want to implement new in your organization? Then you're going to just create that plan. You're going to create a plan to introduce new actions throughout the year, throughout a certain period of time. And as you complete the action items, you're going to just gather documentation along the way, right? So if you're doing an in-person training, capture some photos, get a list, let us know how many people participated, who joined, who did you have facilitate for you. Let us know for your information, right, and ours, because then we're able to share that with our community. And again, just share stories, share ideas, and help each other grow through the journey. So then you have done all of these things, you've implemented all the steps of the certificate that you're working toward this year. Then you're going to submit your documentation for review. So this just means that once you've completed 3 action items under each pillar, we have a simple form for you to fill out, submit your documentation to our team about the things that you've done, the 3 action items in each pillar, and answer a couple questions. What did you learn? How did it go? What did you find along the way? Maybe what did you add that wasn't in there? We'll encourage you to take also the pulse survey again at the end. What this does then is measure your progress and impact. Where did you start? Where are you now? And as Carly said, where do you want to go next, right? So this certificate can be done over and over, because as the resources are added, as new opportunities, new trainings, new events are included, mental health, the importance of mental health is not going away, right? And so every year the needs of your employees are going to change, and every year your goals are going to change. So this is where this is kind of a living, breathing certificate that's going to grow with you. So you're going to submit that. You're going to meet with our team for just a review session. We're just going to hop on a call with you or grab a coffee with you, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate your outcomes with you. We're going to offer some feedback, and we're going to help you plan for that continued success. And then we're going to celebrate some more. We're going to celebrate your achievement. You're going to be formally recognized, at our 34th Employee Wellbeing Conference this December in Madison. We're going to just all come together and celebrate all the people who are doing the work, who've achieved the certificate. In addition to that, you're going to be recognized in a number of different ways. So you will receive a certificate of achievement that you can and should, and you're encouraged to post anywhere at your office, post in your background if you're remote, and just let people know that you are doing this important work. You're also going to be recognized on our social media and communications, our newsletters, our emails to our network, our social media. You'll also get a digital badge for your organization to either put in your signatures or on your website or on your social media. And then again, the chance to be honored during our award ceremony. So the certificate really, it isn't just a recognition. Yes, that's awesome. But it's also it's a commitment. It's a deep commitment to building healthier, stronger, more connected workplaces across Wisconsin. So again, the best part, everything you heard on the call, all of these resources, it is completely free for our members. So this is an added giant value because we are here to support you. We believe in the work that you're doing. We believe in our collective mission. And if you're not yet a member, you can still participate. You can place that order through our online store, as I mentioned. But better yet, you can join the 12-month member experience for access to exclusive resources, to tools, to connection opportunities like our online member forum, which is new on this new website. Another awesome feature. So let's really take this step together. No matter how you begin, let's just begin. Let's begin today. So together we really have the power to reshape how mental health is supported in every Wisconsin workplace, and we're going to do it together. So this is not the end. We're going to pause here for some Q&A. So we are going to open it up. You've heard a lot of details today, and you've heard from our partners. You've heard the details of the certificate, the pillars, how to get started. Now we want to hear from you. We're going to ask some questions, we're going to answer, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to bring you into further action, different places that you can connect with us and with other people going through this certificate together. So hang on through the questions and answers. Feel free to drop them in the chat, unmute yourself, do the little hand raise thing, and we'll call on you. So really, what questions do you have, big or small? Could be about the process, maybe some components, or really just asking for support on how to get started. So I'm going to open it up. Hear from someone else. Don't be shy. This time is for you. We're here for you.
Jessica, I've got something to for you to maybe comment on. We're doing the collective conversation on May the, I have to look, 14th, 15th. And people might want to know if there's that we may have some more follow-up on this certificate, since it is about, we're talking about burnout, stress, and resilience, a little bit more than just strictly mental health, but an opportunity for people to ask questions after they've reviewed the toolkit. Will they have that during that collective conversation we're having?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, really, so the idea of the collective conversations that WCWI has, it's not a sit and get, it's not a presentation. It's a time for us all to come together, very similar to this, and just talk about a certain topic. We kind of prompt some conversations. So this particular one is focused on burnout, and not just awareness around burnout, but really looking at different policies, looking at the environment, looking at different ways that you can combat burnout in your organization. So again, the action piece, right? So this year, WCWI is really about, okay, now we have all this information, we have all these resources, we have all this inspiration, right? Now let's do something about it. Let's take that action. Let's really put it into practice. So that's what we're going to be doing at the collective conversations. I will tell you at the end of this when it is, how you can register. But yeah, during that conversation, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what burnout looks like in your organization. We're going to talk about what maybe you're already doing in your organization that is supporting burnout, that is preventing burnout, or that maybe some challenges you're facing in that area. And let's talk about it. Let's talk it through, share ideas, share resources. So that's going to be a really good step towards, if you're interested in doing the certificate. A lot of people, a lot of things that we're hearing is that burnout is still, it's up there. There's still a hot topic in the place of workplace well-being. So definitely a good place to start. Thanks, Sally. What else? What questions? I know you're hearing. I mean, previous to this role, I was a wellness coordinator, and I have already flooded all of our partners and Carly with questions of like, well, what about this? Or what does this look like in an organization? How can I collaborate with this department and that department? And what will this look like in practice? How will I start? So I know you have those questions, so let's open it up. Let's check
I
the chat.
see a question from Aaron. Aaron said, you may have covered this, but what does the recertification process look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do you want to start, Carly?
Go.
Okay. Yeah. So again, I think, as I mentioned, I think you're going to go through it as you would. So you're going to go through the whole journey first. You're going to do the 3 action items in each pillar. You're going to get recognized, and you're going to create this action plan and get settled. I think for organizations who want to go through it again, it's a really great opportunity to, you're going to redo the pulse survey, right? You're going to pick a time frame of, is this a 2026, January to December? Or is it going to be, what time frame are you looking at? And you're going to simply go through the steps again, because you're going to see it in the actual certificate. In each pillar, there's like a full page of bullet points of action items that you can pick from. There's not just 3 offered, because this program is going to look different for every organization. So then you're going to reevaluate, right? Every year, your wellness program strategy goals change. So what are those? Where are you coming from now? After you've done the full certificate, now where are the gaps? Now what are your employees seeing and feeling, and where can you grow? Where can you take it from there? So it's just going to be simply restarting, going through it again, and getting a second certificate, and that will be recognized as your second certificate. So that's kind of the way that I see this playing out, is it can go through as many times as the certificate keeps growing.
Yeah, and to expand upon that, we have gotten the question quite frequently, well, how long is this going to take us, right? And again, we have some general recommendations, and we have some support around, just creating that initial goal that Jessica is mentioning here. But truly, some organizations might open up the guide and see within each bucket, oh my gosh, we're already doing incredible things, and I'm going to check off 3 things in each one of these buckets, and I'm gonna submit it right away to the Wellness Council, because they need to know what we're doing, and we already are leaders in this work. And that's wonderful, because one, we're hoping that we can share those efforts. Perhaps we can add some additional contributions to the certificate for other organizations to learn from you. We want to serve as that platform to recognize your organizations as leaders in this space, and we want to recognize you at conference as well. So for an organization like that, for example, right, what would that look like? Okay, you would sign the interest to participate. So you're a member, perhaps you're going to participate, and then hopefully you can get some sort of higher level leadership commitment, because we believe that this work, and as I mentioned earlier, is really driven in a lot of ways by the leadership and the culture, and embedding policies and procedures and all of those things within an organization's maybe strategic plan, and that commitment to well-being. So maybe you're doing some things, and maybe they just need to be enhanced a little bit, and but collectively, just the recognition and yeah, so I hope that answers your question. And again, you could go through it multiple times. And the exciting thing is you will see new versions come from us regularly with new experiences, new resources, etc.
Yeah.
What else do y'all have?
I think that's an important, just going off of what you said, Curly, as you were answering that, I was thinking like, so as we are seeing organizations go through this certificate, we're also going to hear pain points or what they're working on or what their goals are. And really, we advocate for the needs of our members. So by hearing those of you going through it, we're going to be able to say, you know what, we need a resource in this space. You know what, we need to support them in this space. And we're going to be able to add to the certificate in that way. And I think this is a good time too to just kind of clarify, this is a certificate program versus an individual certification. So just kind of making that distinction too, where the organization will receive this certificate of achievement and that recognizes the organization as doing this important work and really supporting their employees in mental health. And you're going to have champions in all these different areas, right? Your leaders, your mental health champions, all of these people working together just as we are for this collective effort. So just making that clarification too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Any other questions? Now is your time. You have also all of our contributors here. So if you are wondering about their organizations and the resources they're providing, they're here for you as well to answer any of those questions.
Jessica also is going to pop up a slide here that has contact information. So if you're anything like me and it's going to be 3 a.m. or I'm walking my dog or I'm in the shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this really important question or insight or thoughts, write it down and Jessica will share the slide that provides contact information to reach us if you do think of something after the fact or you have a question for our contributors. We're more than happy to get you in touch with them as well.
Yes, absolutely. So I know it's kind of hard. We just kind of puked a bunch of information on you. And I hope that what you're feeling right now is excitement of like, where can I start? So like Carly said, well, I'll bring you into like, where do we go from here? And so let's really keep this conversation going. So again, as Sally mentioned, join us and Professor Sally Scoville from Stevens Point as we talk about holistic approaches to mental health in the workplace. Specifically, we'll be talking about addressing burnout through intentional policies, programs, and environments. Again, not a presentation, it's a virtual interactive group conversation to really share your thoughts, brainstorm solutions, listen to other members' stories to grow your network of wellness professionals. We're also tackling this topic. And then if you want to learn more about the WCWI member experience and benefits, please join the upcoming member overview on May 28th. And lastly, you can still save your spot for early access to early bird pricing for December's conference. We want you all there. Again, this is a place we're going to continue these conversations. We're going to recognize everyone going through this journey, and we're going to hear about other really important topics. So be the first to register. You're going to get early access and really lock in your discounted tickets. So you can RSVP for this and other opportunities in our cool new event calendar on our website. And then really before we close, I will open it up again to questions if now it's like mingling in your brain. But before we close, we really want to extend a heartfelt thank you to just our incredible, amazing partners. MHA Lakeshore, NAMI Wisconsin, UW Stevens Point, AIPM, and Friendship Circle. I'm not kidding when I said, like, I really am feeling all the fuzzies about just the power of everybody. We have almost 80 people on this call. We have these really incredible statewide organizations saying, yes, this work is important and we're going to do it together. So really thank you to our partners. Your expertise, time, and resources have really helped build something really meaningful and exciting. And we're just so grateful to be part of this work with you. So on behalf of our team, Carly, Natalie, Aaron, and myself, we really extend a big thank you. We couldn't have created this without you. And we're so proud to continue to lock arms and move forward in this mission together. So here's that contact info. So I will leave some time here. So if you have questions, need help navigating the certificate, or just want to talk more about how this fits into your workspace, we're here. You can reach out to our team at the email on the screen, or you can visit our website to explore more resources. If you're a member, check out the member forum and ask some questions there to get the conversation started with other organizations who are doing this work. That's what it's there for. Start a topic, who's starting, what are you starting with first, how is it looking? Make those connections and have that support team throughout this. And really be sure to follow us on social media to stay connected with other organizations, other employers. So really today marks more than the launch of a certificate, right? It marks the next step in a movement. So with WCWI, it's not just a membership. We're really on this mission. It's about moving from awareness to action, from ideas to impact, and we're really going to do it together as a statewide collective effort. So every action you take from here strengthens not just your workplace, but the well-being of Wisconsin's workforce as a whole. We really hope that you leave this call and complete the intent to participate form to get started. So thank you so much. Let's really move forward together and create the change that our people deserve. So we'll hang on here for a bit.
And
Right?
beautifully put, Jessica. And I'll just take a quick minute to shout out the folks that must be as excited as we are. Goodwill Industries of Southeastern Wisconsin just pledged.
Yay.
Oneida Nation. We've got
Love
Dean
it.
Health Plan. Medical College of Wisconsin, UW Credit Union. All right, let's keep them coming.
Let's go. I love it. Look at that energy and mission already in movement, you guys. This is so exciting. So we'll hang on if you have questions. Otherwise, you know how to reach us and let us help you get started. Yes, Erin, I will send a follow-up email with all these action steps for you and where to find everything and how to get started. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Thomas, we're really excited to have the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber in this mission with us as well. We're here to support you. We're so excited. Any other questions while we're hanging? Awesome. We will have this recording on our website also, so if you want to go back and rewatch, it's there for you. If you want to share it with your leaders, your champions, your team members to get them excited as well, that will be available for you there as well. So we'll have it right on our website and I'll include it in the follow-up email to all of you as well. All right. Well, thanks again so much, everyone. We really appreciate you being on the call today and let us know if we can help you get started.